Hello friends, welcome back to the Jessica Ruth Knits podcast. I am your host Jessica, and this is a podcast about knitting and fibery crafts. So today is October 1st. Holy cow guys, it is already October. It's just crazy to believe. October in our house is a month full of birthdays. So my dad's birthday kind of kicked us off on Wednesday. At the end of September, my sister's birthday is tomorrow. They're twins. One of my brothers-in-law's birthday is today. My grandpa's is the 5th. I'm the 14th. A cousin is the 17th. So it is just a fun-filled month for us here. I'm currently coming to you from Santa Cruz, California, and hopefully I will only be here for about another month. And I say hopefully, I really am enjoying being here. I'm staying with my parents. I came out in May to do IVF. So don't get me wrong when I say hopefully I'm going home, but it's been a long time and I miss my husband. And so hopefully at the end of October, I will be going back to Arkansas to be reunited with my husband, who has been holding down the fort there while I did IVF out here. So yeah, you guys might only have a couple more episodes from California, and then it's back to the homestead and back to all the craziness with the animals and the tiny house. Yeah, so we'll see. I guess I'll talk more about that at the end, but yeah, welcome. If you are a new viewer, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you're here regardless if you're new or a returning viewer, but I'm excited when new viewers find me. So welcome everybody, new and returning. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And let's get started. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have a pile here on the bench next to me of everything I'm going to show you. I only have one finished object, one work in progress that I worked on this week, and the rest of the pile is works in progress that I found in my room. So it's kind of embarrassing. But let me show you my finished object first. I just finished it this afternoon, and by finished I mean ends woven in. It is completely ready to be given to its recipient. I'm not gonna block it because I don't think it would really do anything for this item, but yeah, it is done. So my girlfriend, Kendra and I have been best friends since kindergarten. She is currently pregnant with her second baby, and it's gonna be another girl, so they already have a 2-year-old girl. And if you've watched previous episodes, I knit some baby pants for Kendra. So I do have a baby gift for her, but she also has baby knits from when she had her first little girl. So I didn't want to knit her a ton of baby stuff because it can only be worn, for such a short amount of time. So I thought if I knit something for the 2-year-old, since Kendra's having another girl, the 2-year-old could get to wear it, and then the new baby could wear it, whenever she fits in it. So that was my thinking. So the baby will get a gift, and then the 2-year-old will get a gift too. But how cute is this, guys? Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. So this sweater is called from Breton. It's Breton, with love. It is on Ravelry, and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. It was done in pieces, which I have not done in forever, and I remembered why I don't like doing pieced sweaters. But really, with the heart on the front, there was no other way to do it and have the intarsia come out looking neat, I guess. So it's done in a front piece, a back piece, and 2 sleeves. Then the designer, and I'm not sure why she has you do this, but okay, like for the back, all of these stitches from here to here, you would cast off, and then when you were ready to do the collar, you'd pick them back up again. So it didn't make sense to me why you would cast them off and then pick them back up. So I just kept them on a holder, So that way it's absolutely a smooth transition between the back and the collar. Yeah, so I don't know. So I did that for the back, the sleeves, and the front only had, it had like a couple stitches up here, and then it had stitches down here. And then I did have to pick up here along the tapered edge. I don't know what you'd call it. But because the front has the dip and the back doesn't. But other than that, I loved it. Yeah. Oh, okay, I was gonna wear this because I thought it looked better than like my skin, but it's way too hot, so I'm taking it off. Toss it over on the couch. Yeah, so if you're looking for a child's sweater, I don't know what size the pattern goes up to. I made the 4T size because my girlfriend says her daughter wears a 3T right now, even though she's only 2. So I figured if I made the 4T, even if it doesn't fit her now, she'll have a little bit of time to grow into it. But I think it'll fit her. She's a very tall 2-year-old. So the yarn I used for the blue and the white, I used Plymouth DK Merino Superwash. And for the pink, I don't have the tag, but it's in my Ravelry project notes if you care what pink I used. They did have a pink in the same yarn, but it wasn't quite as vibrant as this one. And I loved how this one popped with the navy blue. So, yeah. And I made this on a size 4 needle. When I got to the ribbing up at the collar, I went down to a 1. Only because that was the only size smaller needle I had. If I had a 2, I would have done it on a 2. So there was no science to using a 1 other than that was all I had available. Probably because all of my other needles are in use in this project of w.i.p.s here, or this pile of w.i.p.s. So this is my only finished object, but I also started it and finished it this week. So I don't feel bad for not working on a ton of other stuff. Set that on the couch too. Okay, my active work in progress is, and it's not very active because you'll see why, is my What the Fade shawl. So this is a mystery shawl, and I am so far behind that I'm sure I'm not going to spoil it for y'all, but if you don't want to see clue 2 of Andrea Mowry's What the Fade mystery shawl, then look away. But clue 6 is already out, so, and I'm only on clue 2. So if I spoil it for you, then you're really behind. So clues 1 and 2 are brioche. And I don't mind doing brioche, but I cannot do it in a social situation. So I can't do it at knit night. I can't do it, you know, if I'm sitting out in the evenings with my family here. So it has to be done when I can just sit and focus on it and watch like Game of Thrones or YouTube. Game of Thrones, by the way, is a perfect knitting show because it gets so intense and I don't want to see all like the gory graphic battle scenes, so I just like to have my knitting. So I just finished Game of Thrones. I started, after I had my surgery about a month and a half ago, I started watching it over from season 1, episode 1, and I just finished it. And now we have to wait forever for the next and final season. So I'm rather sad about that. But I did, it was a very good knitting alongside show because half the time I couldn't even watch the show because it was so gory. So, again, if you don't want to see this because it's going to spoil it or something for you, then don't look. The progress creeper is where I was last podcast. So I'd done maybe an inch. Yeah, not at all. But again, I think it's going to be super fun once it's done. It's just a matter of getting past all this brioche. Yesterday, I took it down to the knit shop to go sit and knit, and I missed an increase and had to tink it out, and then I dropped like 3 stitches, like 4 rows down, so I just put it away in my bag and said, this is exactly why I don't take it out places. So it's not getting very much love, but I think it's going to be really pretty when it's done. So this is the right side, and then this is the wrong side. So, and I like them both. I love the neatness of the right side because it has, you know, the spine going down the center, and you don't get that on the wrong side. So this one just looks a little bit crisper, but yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it'll be really nice. It's all like peachy burgundy tones, so I think it'll be a fun one to wear. Typically, I like crazy colored shawls, like the one I just had on. So this will be a nice neutral if I ever get it done. So those were the only two things I touched this week. And really, I didn't even touch this one. Oh, this is living in my Fawn and the Fox project bag, which I think is super cute. It's this tree stump. The only thing I wish the project bag had was a handle, because there's no, I mean, you have to hold it on like this. But other than that, I love it. It is a huge size. So this shawl is a 6 skein shawl, so I can fit all of my cakes of yarn in this project bag, which is why I chose it for this project. So there is that. Okay, so I mentioned that hopefully I'll be going home at the end of October, and I was unsure if I would be allowed to fly or if I would have to drive. And if I fly, then I can ship all my stuff home, but if I drive, I can drive it all. The only problem is I don't have a car here. I mean, I'm borrowing my aunt's car. I don't have a car available to drive back to Arkansas. So then we were getting into the debate of, do we buy a car out here? You know, like a used car for cash and just drive it back and replace my husband's vehicle back there. But we're not ready to buy a car, like money-wise. So that wasn't the ideal situation, but I would have done it if the doctor said I could drive and not fly. But I got the okay to fly. He said, so I'm pregnant, if you didn't watch last week's episode. I'm 6 weeks and like 2 days pregnant now. So that is why maybe I wouldn't be allowed to fly versus maybe I would. So the doctor said after my 8-week appointment in 2 weeks that I should, if everything's looking good, I will be given the all clear to go back to Arkansas and to fly home. He said flying shouldn't pose a risk at all. So that was good to hear, but I can't book a ticket. I don't want to book a ticket in case something comes up on the 8-week ultrasound. So I think after that ultrasound, I will book a ticket home. But where I was going with this is I have been packing up all of my stuff. My parents are also having the carpet replaced. So everything in all of the rooms with carpet needs to be taken up off the floor and out of the room so the carpet people can lay new carpet. So I figured regardless if I was flying, driving, or staying here for the rest of my life, I needed to box up my stuff to get it out because the carpet guys are coming in mid-October. So I went to Home Depot, bought a bunch of packing boxes, and started packing my stuff. And holy cow, guys, I have a lot of stuff here, like just from May. It is crazy how much stuff you accumulate. So yeah, I mean, I've bought clothes, shoes, I've been given stuff. You know, like I go to the Giants game and you get a t-shirt and you get a, you know, freebie, whatever it is. So you just get stuff. So I was packing up all my stuff and I found all these project bags and I was like, oh, look at all these empty project bags. And then I opened them and none of them were empty. They were all full of WIPs that somehow I've just cast aside. So since I didn't have very much to show you knitting wise, I thought I would show you the WIPs that I should be working on that somehow I'm not. And granted, guys, these are all since May. So these are not like 2-year-old WIPs, you know, that I've forgotten what I'm doing. Like, they're within the past 4 or 5 months. So that's even more embarrassing. But yeah, so I thought I'd show you guys. So if you don't care about my WIPs or my news about how our ultrasound went, then this will be a short episode for you guys. And you can come back back. Hopefully next week I'll have some more knitting to show you and not just one finished object. But yeah, if you want to stay around to see my whips, then let's go. Actually, let me show you an acquisition first. So I mentioned yesterday I was down at the knit shop, and I really don't need any more yarn. Like, I don't at all. But they had this yarn, and it is so my color. So they had this super bright yellow. They had 3 skeins of it. And I was just gonna get one and maybe do something for the baby in it. We're gonna try not to find out the gender. So yellow would be perfect, you know, it could be boy or girl. But then they had 3 skeins. I was like, 3 could be a sweater for me. And then guys, it was on clearance. So that sealed the deal. It was half off, or almost half off. Must be like 40%. It was down from 30, it was marked down to 18. So I got all 3. I'm probably not gonna touch them for a while. Oh, excuse me. Because as you will see, I have more than one sweater in progress right now. And also, since I am pregnant, by the time I knit a 3rd sweater, it probably won't fit. So I'm thinking I will just hold on to this maybe for next fall. And then if I decide I want to knit something for the baby, I have 3 whole skeins. Or I can just save it for me for a sweater for next year. But it's very rare that I find a sweater quantity of a color that I like, and especially that's on clearance. Because I would not have bought all these if they were not on clearance. I would have just got one, maybe. $30 a skein is a lot. But yeah, anyways, so my acquisitions. This is MJ Yarns, like the letter M, the letter J. There, you see it? And it says hand dyed in Lafayette, Colorado. And it is, the base is opulent fingering and the colorway is Connie. So there you go. It's 80-10-10, so it's 80 merino, 10 cashmere, and 10 nylon. So I think it would be super nice as a sweater. But maybe we'll save it for next year. Alright, let's see if I can toss those on the couch without getting them on the floor. Alright, let's get to this pile now, guys. So, Melissa of the Spicy Homemaker had a section where she found a bunch of her whips, and she did like a whip it or rip it, I think. And so she had people vote on if she should keep going on it or rip it out. I'm not going to do that because all of these I want at some point. I just maybe don't want to work on them right now. But, alright, first up, in my Freckled Whimsy sloth bag. This is one of the first project bags I ever bought, and I love it. This is my paper chain that I was knitting. Yeah, so I was doing these chains. I think I'm just going to do it in not a huge, not like scarf length, but I think I'll just make it into something the baby can play with. So I have the orange one and the red pink one are on the needles here. And the yarn is just a rainbow ball of yarn. And so I'm just breaking up. The sections go, let's see if I can show it to you. They go in 2 different colors, so like green, green, blue, blue, purple, purple. So that's why I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, got it? Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. Alright. That one's not that exciting. In my By the Lakeside back, which, oh my goodness, I have 2 of her bags now. Absolutely love them. The other one I have is like a lime green color. And oh my goodness, the quality, the fabric, it is all so fun. So, By the Lakeside, I mean, like, look, there's a little tassel on the zipper pull, and not really a handle, but you could hook it, you know, at least you can hook it on, like, the purse hooks in the bathrooms, because that's always my thing. Like, I don't want to set it down, a project bag down on the bathroom floor. And a lot of times my purse can't handle big project bags. So I like when they at least have a little handle like this. And then on the inside is, I don't even know if I noticed this before, these bees. Aren't those cute? We raised bees back in Arkansas. We have 3 hives, maybe 4 hives. I think we have 3. I don't know, maybe we do have 4. Doesn't matter, but we have bees and they're super fun. And yeah, so I like anything with bees. In this bag, this is my walk along sweater. And I mean, I got a good amount done on it and then I just stopped. So, sorry, there's like balls of yarn hanging out. It's like this. Obviously, it is a yoked sweater. This is the sleeve, and this is the sleeve. So like this. I mean, so it's got a good 5-6 inches done. But I think I just got bored with it because it's just pure undyed wool. And like the yoke is the biggest part of a sweater, and so it's just boring right now. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool pattern. It's got a different yoke construction. You're not gonna be able to see it really. Instead of the typical yoke, it has like these 2 side panels. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then it has a rolled edge here with this burgundy color. Let's see if I have, yeah. And then it'll have the rolled edge. It'll look like a t-shirt underneath it, but it's gonna be a gradient to the light pink. So it'll be really pretty. But again, I'm not really motivated to work on a fingering weight sweater right now because I'm not gonna fit in it in a couple months. So I don't know. I feel like if I don't work on it, then next year I'm not gonna remember and I'm not gonna want to do anything with it. But if I continue to work on it now, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do it fast enough to wear it before I start getting big. So, and I have another sweater that I'm working on that I'm more excited about. So we'll see. This one will sit on the back burner for a little bit, but that's unknown work in progress number 2. Right. Then in my little Taylor-S bag that Amy lovingly sent me, we did a swap a couple months. A long time ago actually, maybe like 4 or 5 months, maybe even before I came out here. No, it was when I was out here, so sometime after May we did a swap, and she sent me this bag, which I think is super cute. This is my serge, which was a knit along we did at the knit shop here, and of course I didn't finish, and I love it, but I don't know, I just got over it. So it's like this. Super pretty. Maybe now that fall's here, I'll be more motivated to work on it. I love like the gradient purple and the acidy green. Yeah. But I think as soon as I set something down and forget about it, I just get more excited about a new project, and then I cast that on. And either I make like this toddler sweater. I knew if I didn't hunker down and just work on it this week, that it was gonna get put in a project bag and stuffed somewhere in my room. And that one needed to get done because it is a gift knit. So when I make myself work on it, I can finish it. I mean, like, this shouldn't take me that much longer to finish, but should I work on it? No. So there's that one. Alright, what else do we have? Okay. This one is in another huge bag. Like, it's huge. It's a Christmas bag. It's, I don't know if you guys can see it. Super fun. I don't know what this style is. It says a ghastly holiday. It's not, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a thing, but I don't know what it is. But this sweater has like 1,000,000 skeins of yarn. So again, it got put in a really big bag. This is my, what is it? The Hodi Locatelli one? Good grief, guys, what is it? As soon as I see it, it's gonna... Holy cow, what is... Everybody's doing it. It's got lace down the sleeves. I don't know, you all are probably screaming at me because you know exactly what it is. And I don't. Old Romance, that's what it is. Like that. So it's got the lace down the sleeves and then it's just stockinette. Now I am completely modifying this as one does when one has a pattern, a perfectly good pattern that they could just follow like everybody else, but where's the fun in that? So I am turning this cardigan into a pullover. Well, that was the plan until I got pregnant, so maybe now it'll be a cardigan again. But of course I'm in the middle of a row because that would make it too easy to show you guys. So my lace is this green. I don't know if you guys have seen any of this before. And then the sweater is in this. So this pattern is so complicated to try to alter because what you do, you knit the lace panel starting from here all the way down to the cuff. So it's like as long as one arm. Then you pick up all of the stitches along the side of the lace panel and you knit down this way. Now, I don't like long sleeve sweaters, so I'm gonna make it short sleeve. But that meant, okay, obviously I can shorten the lace. That's not a problem. But the stitch count that's given to pick up is to pick up from here all the way down to the cuff. So there's no like pick up 20 stitches for the body and pick up 100 stitches for the arm. It doesn't separate it like that. So you have no idea how many, if it says pick up 120 stitches, you don't know if 20 of those are for the body and 100 are for the arm, or if it's, you know, 80, 40. Obviously you could do some math and figure it out. So I didn't know how long to knit the lace part. So what I did is I knit a couple of repeats of the lace and then I just have it still on the needles. And then what I'm doing is I picked up from here to here and then I'm doing, it's so hard to explain, a simple raglan increase. So normally if you did a raglan increase, you would increase here and right on the other side, and then you'd have like 1 stitch in between. The next time you'd have 3 stitches in between, and then 5, and that would grow that sleeve there. And so your raglans would stay coming down here, and then the in between the raglan increases is what grows for the sleeve. So I'm using that classic raglan increase. So it's gonna be like this. So here's my increase, but okay, so I picked up these ones, and then I'm increasing here, and every other row I'm grabbing a stitch along the green so that way it'll eat up the green lace and grow down this way. So I measured how far around my, I'll show you, okay, measured how far around my arm is. Then I subtracted the width of the lace, and then I divided that in 2. One for the front, one for the back. So, where did I put the pattern? I came up with, I need 42 stitches for the front of the sleeve and for the back. So 42 on each. So right now I probably have like 20. So I'm probably halfway there. So then once I eat up the rest of the lace, which will be pretty quick, I'll just keep knitting a little bit more and a little bit more until I get to that 42 stitch mark. So the 42 stitches will be from here to here. Then I will put, so this is the left front. I'm also making it a V-neck here at the front like that. So it's like so hard to show. I'll do that once I get the 42 stitches. Actually, probably before that, I will need to put this one on hold and do the right front because I'm already almost to the center of the v-neck. So then I will join them, and then I'll work back and forth, and then once both these sleeves get to be 42 stitches, I will put the whole entire front on hold, and I will pick up and do the same thing on the back. I won't need to knit another lace section because this will be, I'll have 1 and 2, one for the left, one for the front, right. So that is my super complicated way of making this pattern, but doing it my way. And you can see, I'll show you. I'm never perfect, and I am a fudge it girl. I am so not a perfectionist. A perfectionist would have ripped this out and started over again, and you'll see why. So, picking up these stitches was easy. It was nice and crisp because it was just straight picking up. Once I started increasing and eating a stitch at each end, it got ugly. You see how ugly that is right there? See the little green, like it's just messy looking. Then I figured it out how I should do it, and now the rest of it is smooth. You see that? So ugly right there and smooth from here to there. So, but you know what? I really don't care. It's not worth it to me to rip it out. And I don't think you're gonna notice it that bad once it's on me. And if you are looking that close at my shoulder to scrutinize my knitting, then we probably aren't friends. That's my theory. So that is my old romance sweater. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name of it. Sorry, my mom and dad just texted. They are on their way home. They went to the very last Giants game today. The season is over. We did not do very well at all this season. Yeah. Okay, 2 more. Then I'm done. This is this unmarked bag, which I also love. Again, it's a good size. It has a little hook. I don't think there's a maker's tag at all. Nope. The inside is like floral, leafy. It has pockets, which I never use. This is just a basic hat I started. My girlfriend and I were going to design a colorwork hat, and then we both got over it. So I have the startings of this pretty red hat. Unfortunately, it's just stockinette because I was gonna do color work. So I don't know if I'll rip it out back to the ribbing and maybe add some cables or something. But it's just a basic red hat. I believe it's Malabrigo. I don't have the tag in here. But I know the colorway is Ravelry Red, which I absolutely love. It is such a good red. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. So I really am excited to have a hat out of this. So I don't know, I could just do it stockinette and then put a big pom-pom on it because that's what I do. But I don't know. Would you guys rip it out to the ribbing, or would you just do a whole stockinette hat? Like, would that be really boring? Or would it just look okay? I mean, it would just look like a beanie, right? I don't know. I have so many other stockinette projects that maybe it would be fun to have some sort of texture. All right, last one is in my Bags by Awesome Granny bag. And I love this one too. Again, it's huge. All of these project bags, except for like one, are big. I know what this is. So I had knit, when we started IVF, I had knit a hippo. It was Lolo did it's Roxy the hippo. And we named her Ivy because she was the IVF hippo. And she has been our mascot for just the whole IVF process. So at my ultrasounds, I take a picture with her, or like we took a picture of her doing the shots. So she's just been our IVF mascot. So she was gray, and I should have brought her out here, but she was gray, and like the pads of her feet were purple. So I have knit the Elijah pattern. It's by Isolde T. It's the cutest elephant you've ever seen. So I thought it'd be cute to do the elephant opposite of the hippo. So where the hippo is gray with pink feet, the elephant is going to be pink or purple with gray feet. So I started, and it looks like an anteater. So guys, all I need to do is one more arm and the ears, and Elijah is done. But have I done it? No. Did I start this months ago? Like before we even started IVF. So maybe this week he'll get another arm and ears. I think once he has ears, he won't look like an anteater anymore. But I mean, seriously, like, it's not that much work to finish this guy. All the hard stuff is already done. So like I said, Ivy's this color, and then her feet are this color. To be super, his head's wonky. Sorry, dude. He looks like a cone head in the back. Yeah, he really needs some ears, or she, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe I'll tackle this project this week and see if I can't finish it. So this is the gray yarn with the speckles and the purple yarn. So it's super pretty, and I still have so much left even after I finish this guy. Maybe if we have a girl, I'll do a matching sweater. That'd be cute, huh? So, okay, that is all of my forgotten works in progress. And yeah, so Friday, today is Sunday. On Friday, we had our 6-week ultrasound, and my mom came with me because she's been begging me to come to my appointments. So I thought this would be a fun one for her to come to, because it would be the first time that we would actually see the baby on the ultrasound. Until this ultrasound, all of my ultrasounds, like, I've had a bazillion ultrasounds throughout this whole process, but there's never been that black empty sac on the ultrasound. I mean, or the black sac, like, with the little dot on it. It's always just been gray, you know, or you can see, like, the little, you know, like the eggs that I'm growing or whatever. But it's never looked like a baby. Holy cow, guys, like, it's real. Like, we're actually pregnant, and we saw the heartbeat, and it was crazy. Like, if you guys have ever been pregnant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you can relate to seeing so many of the empty ultrasound screens. So there was obviously the baby, and the doctor printed out the picture, so I'll show it to you in just a second. But the picture that he printed out, the baby looks like a diamond ring. So I will show you. I put it in a frame, and it stays by my bedside. So there, love at first sight. Okay, this is the baby, right? Look, it doesn't look like a diamond ring. So the little white dot right there, that was the heartbeat. So how cool is that? Oh my goodness. So this is my long-term work in progress. But yeah, everything looked great at our ultrasound. The doctor was super pleased that he could hear the heart or see the heartbeat, because again, we were only 6 weeks along. So he's like, a lot of times this early, you can't see the heartbeat. So that made him excited, which in turn made us excited. Yeah, so we go back on the 13th of October for our 8-week ultrasound. My birthday is the 14th, so it'll be a fun weekend. Yeah, and then hopefully I will be given the all clear to fly, and then I can book a ticket to go back home. Because as much as I love being with my parents, I really miss my husband. I came out here thinking this was gonna be a 3-month journey. I thought May would be my get all my doctor's appointments done month. June would be the the birth control month, and then July would be IVF, and then I'd be done in August. Well, it's now October, and granted it worked. It just took a lot longer than I thought. I did not plan on being out here for like 6 months. May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, it'll be 6 months by the time I get back. So, I'm ready to go. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, it has been so much fun to be out here, and I'm ready to be back in my house with my husband and my animals. And yeah, so I'm sure you guys know what I'm trying to say. other than that, that's all I got for you guys this week. Next weekend, we're gonna go down south and visit my little sister and her babies. Like I said, tomorrow is my sister's birthday, so we'll go visit the one. It'll be me, my mom, and my other sister who will go down on Friday. So that'll be fun. I have to figure out what I'm going to take knitting wise because it's like an 8-hour car ride, so there will be lots of knitting. Yeah, I have been so, another reason I haven't done much knitting this week is I have been so exhausted. And not just like, oh, I need a nap. It's like I sleep until 11 in the morning, and by 1 I need a nap. Like, I just can't physically do anything. So I haven't had any morning sickness yet, which I'm very thankful for. I know it's coming because I can feel it coming, but I'm hoping it'll hold off as long as possible. But I am just super tired and my boobs hurt so bad. Like, it hurts to wear a bra, it hurts to not wear a bra, it hurts to lay down, it hurts to sit up. They hurt. So, but I'm not going to complain about pregnancy symptoms because pregnancy symptoms mean that I'm pregnant. So I will happily take the sore boobs and the tiredness and not do a lot of knitting. But yeah, so this week, hopefully I will work on one of those works in progress, and I'll have more to show you guys next week. All right, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Oh, one more thing. You can find me on Ravelry as Sergeant Griff's Girl. So it's SGTGRIFFS Girl, GIRL. I'm on Instagram as Jessica Ruth Knits. And yeah, I'm really active on Instagram. I'm on Ravelry, but if you need to get a hold of me, Instagram is a much more efficient way of getting in touch with me. So sometimes I don't check my Ravelry messages for days. So I'm sorry if you feel that I've neglected you on Ravelry, but I don't have, obviously my desktop computer is still back in Arkansas, so it's hard to check your Ravelry messages on your phone. So I don't check them all that often, but Instagram is a super easy way to get a hold of me. Yeah, so all right, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you all later. All right, take care. Happy knitting. Bye.